So, as you can see on your screen, we're going to define democracy. What is democracy? We're also going to figure out if we have a democracy here in America. And if we do have democracy here in America, is it guaranteed under our United States of America Constitution? Democracy.
That's a great question.
Yes, indeed it is. And the reason why it's such a great question is because people from all walks of life, from private citizens such as myself and Rodney, YouTubers, as well as our politicians, they all like to say our democracy. They love this word. This word comes up so often, right? Our democracy, our American democracy. They love to say it. So today we're going to examine this word because Rodney and I will assure you that we do not have democracy here in America. All right.
It's not guaranteed.
So we assure you that that's the case, but we're going to prove it. See, here at the Power of Offense, right? We entertain you with legal commentary from a layman's point of view, right? And within our entertainment, we provide facts. So we contend that democracy do not exist here in America. So we're going to answer these questions, all right? We want to make sure that you know the questions and we're going to answer them, all right? So let's get to it. All right, so here we go, y'all. We are at a channel. Now, this brother name is Greg, and he has a channel called The Black Conservative Perspective. Now, I am a subscriber to his channel. I love Greg's content. I think he does an awesome job. But guess what? Greg is a private citizen or a layman such as myself and Rodney, right? And he also obviously believes that there's some type of democracy here in America. Now, right here is video. Maxine Waters and Democrats try to overthrow democracy, right? So let's hear what Greg has to say about democracy.
This is what democracy looks like, they say. Right? Oh, really? The leftists tried to tell us about what democracy is after President Trump had beat Hillary Clinton, right? So they had their time to vent their frustrations with the election results. But when the right wants to vent their frustrations with the election results and investigate the alleged irregularities that took place, all of a sudden, it's a problem. It's an issue. Oh, man. You guys are trying to overthrow democracy.
All right, let's stop right there. As you can see, Greg, right? He also believes, obviously, that there's a democracy. Now, it's understandable. It's understandable because Greg, right, like most private citizens, only parrot what they hear their politicians say. All right. So let's take a look at someone else. And right here, we have the former Vice President, Mike Pence. Let's hear what he has to say. All right. Now, I think this is important because what you'll find is that our politicians on the right and the left tend to use the word democracy. Now, the difference between people like our politicians, right, as well as professors at educational institutions, to me, and I'm sure Rodney will back me up on this, we view them differently from your average citizen or from a private citizen such as Greg. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because these individuals are not government. They have a duty to know what form of government we have here in America. Now, personally, and I'm sure Rodney will back me up on this, I don't believe that our politicians as well as professors here in America are confused, mistaken, or have a misunderstanding of what type of government we have. I personally believe there's an agenda going on. There's an agenda to overthrow our guaranteed form of government. Now, I'm going to play this clip right here from former Vice President Mike Pence.
Violence never wins. Freedom wins. And this is still the people's house. And as we reconvene in this chamber, the world will again witness the resilience and strength of our democracy.
Again, the former Vice President Mike Pence, right, obviously believes we have a democracy. Now, we have Representative, right, Matt Gaetz. Now, Matt Gaetz is a Republican from Florida. Now, let's hear what Matt Gaetz has to say.
That we had the Russia hoax, where you had the president rightly making claims that Hillary Clinton and the DNC were colluding with Russians to disorient our democracy.
As you can see, the right, Republicans, right, obviously believe there's some type of democracy here in America, right? Now, again, I'm going to say this again. We don't believe that these people are confused, not our politicians. We don't believe that they're mistaken or have a misunderstanding. We believe that there's some type of agenda going on, right, to prevent people from knowing exactly what form of government we have. Now, let's keep going. Right here, we have Nancy Pelosi, right? The Speaker of the House. She's a Democrat. She's on the left. Let's hear what she has to say.
What it's about the truth. And what is at stake? What is at stake in all of this is nothing less than our democracy.
Again, another politician. As you can see on both sides of the aisle, right? They obviously have an agenda to make people believe that we have a democracy. All right. Now, I have another clip for you. Now, this guy right here, his name is Professor Dick Howard. He is a professor at Stony Brook University in New York. All right. So let's hear what he has to say about the form of government or the type of government we have here in America.
Our fellow Americans think, particularly on the left, think in terms of the French model. They don't understand that what we have is not a democratic republic. That's socialism. What we have is a republican democracy. The framework, the Constitution, preserves that democracy. And what's scary, in my reading of the last 50, 60 years of American history that I've been involved in from the civil rights movement forward, is that vision of a Constitution preserving a democracy, not making it better, not making it real democracy, really existing socialism. That vision of American democracy, the primacy of democracy, is, it seems to me, being lost in our picayune quarrels between Republicans and Democrats.
Now, let's stop right there. Professor Dick Howard believes, right? Now, I'm saying allegedly believes that we have a democratic, or should I say republic democracy here in America that is guaranteed by our Constitution. This is what the man is saying. Now, again, just to recap, we feel differently about people like Greg. Greg is a layman. He's a private citizen, just like we are, right? But these other people, they are politicians and professors on both sides of the aisle. On the right, Republican, and on the left, Democrat, right?
In other words, they were trained by the educational system in some shape, form, or fashion. These people are trained.
Yep.
Trained in law, trained in their field of historical facts and government, or what some may call civics.
And in most cases, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rodney, most of our politicians are actually attorneys. So they are.
I don't know
lawyers.
how many are not. You know, most are. All you have to do is listen to the way they speak and listen to how they respond and answer questions, and you'll quickly realize that they're trained in law.
Yeah, they're trained in law. They're skilled in law.
Yeah.
They're not laymen like us that's entertaining you with legal commentary. And these are professionals who are trying to convince you that we have a democracy. Now, again, we contend that there's no democracy that exists here in America. This is what Rodney and I contend here at the Power of Offense.
It's not guaranteed.
It is not guaranteed. All right.
But it can be tricked upon you.
Exactly. So again, we're going to define democracy, right? We're going to see if we have a democracy here in America, and if so, is it guaranteed, right? And we contend that it's not. Now, Rodney,
I,
just kind of want to touch on an experience that you had. I just thought about it when you actually ran across an attorney before, and the attorney told you what type of government we have, right? Would you mind sharing that with all of our listeners?
Yeah, I had an attorney, actually a few, but this one in particular, he was a guy, a white guy, sharp, real sharp with the way he speak. His understanding of law was precise. So we, for some reason, I don't know how we got on the topic, but we started talking about the Constitution and type of government. So he said, he kept talking about democracy. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about, democracy? He said, our government is a form of democracy. And I asked him, what do you mean a democracy? I didn't find the word democracy located in the Constitution. He said, well, it's a democratic republic. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he tried to mix the two words.
They like to make up stuff.
I don't know why people, just like this guy, he said, we are in a Republican democracy.
And this is a professor.
Yeah.
These are the people that's educating our children.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. Now,